was born young and grew up thick. Dad dropped me in a bubble bath with a glass of chocolate milk before he split town, dead. Drowned in Lake Champlain with a belly full of rum and a brain of cocaine. He sunk down there somewhere till the bottom fitters took care of his earthly remains while his spirit swam throughout the seas and soared up through the skies as if he had never lived and never died. Mom gave me the half card of Lucky Strikes and his blue guitar with a $10 bill mutinous strings. Mom was getting checks in the mail, she had no need to move from the couch. I had nowhere to sit, just stood there for a while, very still as the time passed through me. Inevitably, could no longer take any more of her oinking. I took that blue guitar, hung it over my back, and walked down the corner of Cemetery Road and Incarnation Street, strummed and plucked enough pennies into my hat to fill the rest of that cart with Lucky Strikes. I sealed it back up, took it up to the lake, tied it to a brick and watched it sink until it disappeared. Then I walked or rolled the ground beneath my feet to bring that road up ahead toward me. But eventually I rolled it over enough to find myself down in Delaware. Strolled into this shortstop for a cup of black, and the cat behind the griddle glanced over at the blue guitar on my back. He chucked a spatula across the kitchen and whipped out a harp from under his apron, and he stared me right in the goddamn eye. A dare. I spun the guitar around, strummed a G7, and he blew into that harp like a steam train until his left lung popped open and fell on the grill sunny side up. We exchanged an ocular handshake, and he threw down that dirty apron and cardboard hat, flipped them in the oven, and we walked straight out of the place. Jed never looked back. I did every now and then, but I mostly just looked down at my boots as I kept rolling that ground under me like a belt on a checkout lane. One day Jay said, "Hey, Billy, look out ahead." And I never looked down or back again. Never thought I'd end up killing that man. Never thought I'd end up killing anything, really. Especially myself or whoever I am. That's all besides the point. See, the thing is, it's just that sometimes a rat gets stuck in a trap. Eventually those maggots will eat him alive until there's nothing left but dirt. And then that dirt one day might house a seedling. In 1,000 years it'll be 800 feet tall. Much better than a rat, I think. Plus he's got plenty of leaves too. He can come and go as he pleases. Sometimes just fall off and blow around in the breeze. Jed and I kept plucking and puffing those pennies into nickels and dimes. Most times we were invisible, just ghosts providing a sort of sonic background for the beings passing us by. Occasionally, and frankly quite sparingly, someone would come see us, and we would see them, and then we all saw ourselves, and those were the days. The little smirks never really left the corners of your mouth. The nights where you close your eyes and think about that intangible secret that few of us are blessed and cursed for having whispered in our ears at some point in our lives. Not the human condition, the conscious awareness of our own mortality, no, it's the fact that someday there'll be an end to your story and you'll die alone, and you won't be able to cling on to the love and affection that you so desperately crave since the day you got dropped in that bubble bath and the chocolate milk no longer quenches your hunger. I might stand there and watch you as you die, holding your hand until it is no longer your hand, just fresh meat and bone, waiting to rot into dirt or sink to the bottom of the lake as we both go swimming through the currents of time. You, a brilliant blue whale of the northern Atlantic, and I, the great maple tree of Central Park. That's no secret, really. It's more of a nice little white lie we like to tell ourselves each morning as the sunbeams warm our faces, and we don't want to rise from bed, yet we must not urinate all over our pajamas. I'm talking about the real secret. I speak of the inhuman condition, the subconscious awareness of our immortality. Infinity is not accessible and simply impossible for our finite minds to grasp. No top, no bottom, beginning or end. All the way up and all the way down, or just rolling the ground beneath our feet until we turn it over and bring the past all the way around to us and turn it over again and again, and no moss do we gather. One day, couldn't stand any more of that purple lemonade Jed was spitting out through the backside of his harmonica. I said I need some of that chocolate milk. He had run dry, cystic as a free martin. I told him. He looked me in the eye again, but this time with no conviction. Just a wink, teardrop, and a smirk. We rolled the lake back around, and he laid down against the wooden dock, and we whistled at the fading noon and the morning wind before I took a stone and smashed his skull flat into one of those old flapjacks he used to flip. Then I realized I did not yet have any syrup seeping from my pores. Without thought, I rolled up the nearest cabin and broke in with my blue guitar, Aqua and Robin's egg woodchucks darting through a shattered window. I filled up the tub with a cold glass of chocolate milk and a steel string around my throat and hung myself from the shower head. I never did have a glass of milk that strong. I heard a man once say to me that colors are the deeds and sufferings of light. These shadows and silhouettes are the duty and pleasures of darkness. Now, as I stand here and watch these tiny people tap my trunk, I'm not hopeful that Jed will be drenched in my sap. I know that he is, right now and always. Every now and then, I let myself fall off a branch and float along the breeze, but never in search of Jed or myself. We are both here. He is sunny side up, and I am still in that chocolate milk bubble bath. Very, very still.